The desire for education humiliated SUKHI. Even though she was not at fault, she was blamed. Despite so much development, why did the people living in our village not change? Ignorance and backwardness of thinking surely destroyed the lives of many girls. I will tell you what happened to SUKHI. My aunt's daughter SUKHI was a very good girl. She was so obedient to her mother and father that all her relatives used to give her examples to their daughters. Although she belonged to a poor family, she was neither greedy nor dreamed of a prince. She just said that I wish. If my father allows me to study, my life will be bright. Let me tell you that we used to live in a village where teaching girls was considered evil. All the villages were old-fashioned, centuries behind the times of today. They were bound by customs that could not even be imagined in an advanced age. SUKHI's father used to drive a truck. He used to load fruit on a truck and take it to other cities. In this way, he was feeding his children by earning a halal livelihood. Despite his poverty, my uncle was highly respected in the village, and he did not know how to earn wealth by the wrong means. After visiting big cities for a long time, his mind had changed a lot. Now he didn't mind girls' education, but to avoid community objections he didn't send SUKHI to school. One day she saw her daughter begging the neighbor girl to teach her how to read and write until she even touched the neighbor girl's feet, which made Taya angry and hit her daughter on the head. He said with his hand, "My baby, you keep my lodge. I will fulfill your wish. I will educate you in my village school till middle." Since the school for girls in our village was only up to middle school, SUKHI promised her father that she would keep a lodge in his honor. She will never give such an opportunity that the father has to be ashamed in front of the world. Thus, Taya admitted him to school. Hassan Bano, the daughter of a rich father, also studied in his class and liked SUKHI because of her good manners and gentle nature, and the two became friends. She used to come in the car while SUKHI walked to school. Hassan Bano's brother would often come by car to drop and pick up his sister from school. His name was Suman Khan. He was a handsome young man. When he saw SUKHI, he fell in love with her. I wanted this girl to talk to me, but when she was walking towards her house during the holidays, she was always worried about everything. He did not feel the air of the times. Hassan Bano said many times that come to SUKHI. I will drop you to your home. We come and go through the same path. You sit in my car, but SUKHI refuses. Said that when I have to go on foot, then what is the use of sitting in someone's car? Even my father does not allow me to sit in anyone's car. My younger sister was also admitted to the school by Taya asking her father. Thus these two used to come together. My father was also quite a strict man. Both of them go to school on time and come home on time. She never went to any friend's house or anywhere. In the same way, time passed quickly and she reached the 8th class. Taya was happy that SUKHI had scored very well. The governors of the school admired him. They hoped SUKHI would get a position in the board exam and make their school famous. The same happened. In the middle annual examination, he achieved outstanding success. The teacher came home and congratulated his parents. Taya was very happy. He was proud of his daughter. We were all happy for his great success. Wasn't happy for a while because he still hadn't been able to talk to SUKHI. The desire was getting intense in his heart to win SUKHI to his side, but he could not say this to his sister because it was a bad thing. Earlier he used to visit her while coming to school. Now SUKHI stopped coming to school and sat at home. Then he was forced to say to Hassan Bano that you should establish a friendship with this girl because I wanted to marry SUKHI. I care. Hassan Bano explained that this would not be possible because our father is a priest of wealth. He would never like a poor man's daughter to be his daughter-in-law. Get this thought out of your mind. Zaman did not have China. He wanted to contact SUKHI anyway. Cell phones were new in those days. SUKHI's father was also given 2 cell phones by his owner. Keep one with you so that I can contact you when you are at home, and give the other to your wife so that when you stay in other cities on duty, she can contact you. Can contact Tayaji to do the same. He kept one phone himself, gave the other to his wife, and told him to take care that no one else in the house used this phone except you. Yes. I will be very careful and will not let anyone touch me. Tai replied. Indeed they did. She kept the phone with her, but she was not reading. When the numbers had to be matched, they would have to tell SUKHI to match the numbers and she would match the numbers to the mother. Taya and Tai were satisfied that our daughter was not the type to use a mobile phone. At first, Tai kept the phone under her watch all the time, but then she stopped caring where she kept the phone because SUKHI used to call someone and none of us girls had cell phones except Hassan Bano. If she had to talk, she would first talk to SUKHI's mother. If she asked for permission, she would talk to SUKHI. Somehow, Zaman found out the number of SUKHI's mother, and one day through a girl relative of his, he talked to SUKHI over the phone. When SUKHI said hello, the girl handed over the phone to Zaman. He told SUKHI that I wanted to talk to you for many years. I like you. Whatever your father asks for, we will give it. I will make you my bride. Talk to me on the phone sometimes. Hearing these words, SUKHI got very angry. He hung up immediately. Tai's phone would ring again and again. When they pick it up, it shuts down. She thought it was a wrong number, someone was bothering her, but SUKHI knew it was none other than Zaman. He is somehow from Hassan Bano. Contacted and told to explain to his brother not to do this. If my Baba Jan gets to know, it will be very bad not only with me but also with him. But where was the time to understand? He was a stubborn boy. He continued to try. Coincidentally, on those days, a glass in his house broke, which injured his wrist. He immediately wrote a letter to SUKHI with his blood saying that if you don't talk to me on the phone, I will kill myself. I have written this letter by cutting my wrist. He took the opportunity to send the letter to a child who received it safely. When she opened the letter and read it, she was very worried because the letter was written in blood and Zaman's name was also written on it. If you don't answer, I will cut my aorta. She was scared by his threat. Coincidentally, when she came to our house, Hassan Bano also came with her mother, because her mother is also my mother. Salam was a prayer. SUKHI asks about Hassan Bano's well-being. She spoke. Not well because my brother's wrist was badly injured and now he is in the hospital. Hearing this, SUKHI got worried. Then Hassan Bano said, you know that all this happened because of you. Now if you want his life then visit my brother in the hospital once so that he recovers quickly. That simple-hearted girl didn't want to get into such trouble, but she also didn't want anyone's life to be lost because of it. He said that you explain to your brother that this cannot happen. I can't keep in touch with him because I have promised my father that I will honor him. She spoke. When I tell you to make love to him, I want you to understand him once and for all so that he does not do any act that will make a difference to you guys or our honor. Hearing this, Hassan Bano convinced him and took him to the hospital from our house. SUKHI said, if my mother asks where she has gone, make some excuse, I will just stay there for 5 minutes and tell Zaman to stop doing these acts by asking God. Allah's will. Her mother did not ask, she thought she was sitting in our house, but her father saw SUKHI talking to Zaman in the hospital. He had gone to the hospital to visit a sick friend. He came home and got the good news of his daughter and also hit his wife who did not pay attention that this hospital went to visit this boy. What does that have to do with it? Taya did not end the conversation here but told his wife that now I would not leave SUKHI alive. I will kill the day. The wife was scared because girls used to be killed for such things here. Tai is also convinced that SUKHI's father didn't just say this to threaten, he can even take his daughter's life. Tai folded his hands in front of Taya and told her not to kill her daughter. You have taught him, so believe him that he has not committed any wrongdoing. And what could be a wrong move, I have seen with my own eyes talking to this boy in the men's ward. That's enough for me. What do you want me to do by keeping SUKHI alive, committing a graver crime and destroying the boy's family as well? Tai was very scared. She touched her husband's feet and said, Is there any solution other than? Maybe if the boy's father asks for our girl's relationship by giving us 100 sheep, because he is rich, he can give so many sheep. Here in many tribes, it is still a custom that while fixing the relationship of a girl, some money in the form of cash or livestock is given to the boy's family, and this money is spent on the daughter's marriage. It is taken as a ritual. This is how girls are respected. Since my aunt used to roam around, she didn't want to punish her daughter, which was the custom here that if a girl had contact with a non-boy, she or both of them should be killed. Tai said, Well, I will go and see Hassan Bano's mother. I hope she will listen to me and convince her husband. So she went to Zaman's house with my mother. Telling the seriousness of the matter, he begged that if your boy wants to, please convince your husband. He should respectfully ask for a relationship and make my girl daughter-in-law, otherwise my husband has sworn to kill SUKHI. For God's sake have mercy on me. The woman's heart sank seeing Tai's tears. Hassan Bano also told her mother that Zaman had been trying to contact SUKHI for a long time, but she was not giving him a chance, so I took SUKHI to the hospital so that she could explain to her brother. The woman spoke to her husband. That rich man was stricken with pride. He not only refused, but told his wife that in the future this woman of the labor should not come to our house, stay in her own time. The wife explained that it is your son who is causing the problem. Someday he will also be killed with SUKHI, then what will you do? What will this wealth be of use to you? We have only one son. Zaman's father thought for a while and then said, I speak to Zaman. If he says yes, we will have a relationship. When the father spoke to the son, surprisingly, he flatly refused. Said that I do not consider SUKHI worthy to be called the daughter-in-law of our house. You deny his mother. The mother was forced as both father and son refused to accept SUKHI's relationship. Taya said to his wife, Are they willing to take relationships with respect? The answer was no, they are proud of their wealth. This relationship is not possible. They have rejected us as inferior. What will you do now? Will you kill SUKHI? I can't do it, but I took my sister-in-law along with me and went to Zaman's parents. It was your mistake. Now the matter will be opened. She will tell this in her home. So I have to send SUKHI away from my house. Thus, Taya spared her daughter's life but sold her to a man in a distant village so that there would be no bamboo and no flute. The person who bought it wanted to build a house for his son. He was an elderly man. SUKHI was married to his son and kept her as a daughter-in-law in his house. Generally, such a bought girl is neither respected by her in-laws nor treated well by her husband. But Allah took pity on SUKHI's innocence and victimization and gave her a righteous husband in the form of Shahbaz, who became her husband. I decided to live with good behavior. Thus my cousin's fate changed. She emerged from the face of death and became the life partner of an angelic human being who not only gave her honor but also gave her a heavenly home. It is the mercy of Allah Ta'ala, on whom He reaches the throne from the floor, otherwise, the survival of such a girl in our village was a miracle. Even if it is sold, his life is no less than hell. The in-laws consider it a misbehavior and ridicule her character, but SUKHI, keep learning. Nothing like that happened to him. Allah gave her the best thinking husband and a life full of happiness. Time left no stone unturned to destroy SUKHI's life. She was lucky enough to go to good people, otherwise, SUKHI would have been mocked all her life and her parents would have remained silent to maintain an illusion of honor in front of time. Remaining onlookers, SUKHI's good intentions gave her a good husband as a reward. SUKHI kept her father's lodge, so she also got the fruit. SUKHI remained SUKHI, keep learning. Nothing like that happened to him. Allah gave her the best thinking husband and a life full of happiness. Time left no stone unturned to destroy SUKHI's life. She was lucky enough to go to good people, otherwise, SUKHI would have been mocked all her life and her parents would have remained silent to maintain an illusion of honor in front of time. They remained onlookers. SUKHI's good intentions gave her a good husband as a reward. SUKHI kept her father's lodge and she also got the fruit. SUKHI remained SUKHI, keep learning. Nothing like that happened to him. Allah gave her the best thinking husband and a life full of happiness. Time left no stone unturned to destroy SUKHI's life. She was lucky enough to go to good people, otherwise, SUKHI would have been mocked all her life and her parents would have remained silent to maintain an illusion of honor in front of time. Remaining onlookers, SUKHI's good intentions gave her a good husband as a reward. SUKHI kept her father's lodge, so she also got the fruit. SUKHI remained SUKHI.